What is up, everybody? We are live. We're having a good time. All right, this week did not go. Would have liked it to go on Sunday for the Green Bay Packers playing against the New Orleans Saints. But we got Monday Night Football coming up against the Detroit Lions. But check out this new intro I made right here.
It's Green Bay when that pack come. Watch when it touchdown. Intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down. It's Green Bay when that pack come. No rats, we stacking cheese. It's Green Bay when that pack come. I got a plug like Poe and that's on me. It's Green Bay when that pack come. Watch when it touchdown. I intercept your bag and you ain't like that. I think you need to sit down.
What is up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in on this Tuesday evening. All right, 6:30 p.m. on the dot. Well, 6:31. But good deal. I know everyone's upset, and rightfully so. But before we get into everything, talking about the Detroit Lions, talking about, what's going on with the Green Bay Packers, head over to QuickShirtMerch.com. You get yourself a sweet hoodie like this. They got lots of cool hoodies, lots of good stuff over at QuickShirtMerch.com. Let's get into this thing, all right? Let's get into this thing. I want people to jump in the comments. All right. First of all, next week, what I want to do, what I should have done this week, I want to, every Tuesday, what's up, Mark? Every Tuesday, I want to do voicemails. So have everyone leave voicemails and say your piece. Let everyone have a voice. Whether you're happy, whether you're sad, whether you're mad, because I get it. A lot of people always say to me that I'm, you're just, you're always positive and I get it. Because I try to have a positive spin. Everyone's upset, but I want to start doing a thing every Tuesday. After the game, you leave a voicemail. I have a number. I'll put it up early Tuesday morning, and everyone can jump on and call and leave a voicemail, and I'll play some on the live shows. Well, everybody, let this be the people's show. You know what I mean? But for now, we don't got that hooked up today. But for now, hammer the comments away. I'll throw some up here. We'll talk about it. Let everyone have a voice. You don't have to talk about last week, A lot of people don't want to talk about last. I think it's funny because I made a YouTube video and I put it on my Facebook and I said, let's talk about the Lions game. I made a little podcast and people were like, nobody wants to talk about that. Then every post I made, everyone was talking about it. But I get it, man. I get it. People are upset. I'm upset, dude. I would watch that game. That was my first time live streaming a Packer game. And I didn't know what to do. I was just staring at my TV. I was supposed to be talking. I like this. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying here. He said, bro, your voice, I cannot. Maybe he's saying he doesn't like my voice. I don't know. Either way, thanks for tuning in, dude. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, I want to put the Lions game behind us. But if people want to throw their comments in here, talk the Saints game, I want to put the Saints game behind. First of all, I worked with a Saints fan today. At 4 a.m, he was chirping. So like, I don't want to talk about the Saints. But if you want to talk about the Saints game, if you want to talk about whatever, I'll throw the comments up here and we'll talk about it. But the Detroit Lions, does it sound like I have a voice changer? Maybe I have this, I don't know.
Maybe I hit a button when I was drinking the other day.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. I did have, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Does it sound better now? That's hilarious. But anyways, yeah, I think I fixed it. Yeah, because I cleaned it up because I think I spilled some beer in it during the Packer game. But so yeah, I'm sorry if that was weird. I have to go back and watch this afterwards to see what I sounded like. I'm over here trying to have a serious discussion about Packers, sounding like a squirrel or something. Who knows what I was sounding like? But appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all still sticking around. All right, but I'm excited because I see all the comments about the Packers. A lot of people gave up on the Packers. A lot of people are there's nothing wrong, first of all, being mad about the game. Like, people think that, like, I'm defending them and, like, I think everything is just all fine and dandy. No, I was mad too. I'm mad. First game of the season, everyone's jacked up. Everyone's saying how great this team is going to be, and they went out and laid an egg. It was an embarrassing situation. Aaron Rodgers said it. LaFleur said. Everyone said it. I'm seeing a lot of these comments right here, and you can't argue with that. I think, like, dude, I'm at least of a scout, but like, how do you not give Stokes more situations? Like, I think you have to. I think that they probably will. Like, how do they not? Like, I don't see how you can't put him in. You know what I mean? Hang on. Some of these comments are hilarious, but they're going fast. But dude, I'm excited about Monday Night Football. I'm gonna be at the game in Green Bay, Monday Night Football. I am jacked for this game. I'm so jacked. But like, I have high hopes. But the Lions looked pretty good at the end of that game. I didn't see all of it, but the Lions came back against Niners. The Niners are a good football team. The Niners are very, I wouldn't say very good. They potentially are a very good football team. Obviously, they played good on Sunday, but like, if they get good quarterback play, the Lions are going to be great. You know what I mean? Or not the Lions, the Niners. The Niners are going to be a good football team. And the Lions, I think they came back on them a little bit. I didn't even see the highlights tonight. I was watching the NFL Red Zone before the Packer game. I believe that was a noon game, if I'm right. Anyways, I heard a lot about it because everyone was talking to me how great the Lions, or not how great, but like how the Lions are, potentially they're gonna beat the Packers and all this. But I think the Packers are gonna win. I think the Packers are gonna be hungry. Aaron Rodgers was on Pat McAfee show today. One thing that's funny, I don't know if it's funny. I don't think the game was funny. No one's laughing at it. But Aaron Rodgers' first interception took one to the bag, if you know what I mean. Took one to the groinal area. He said, I don't make excuses, but I definitely took one to the bag. But yeah, dude, Monday Night Football. I see everyone over here. Monday Night Football. Oh, I'm trying to get these comments over here. But yeah, dude, I want to get to a few quotes because then I want to talk to some people. I want to hear about what your predictions are. All right, but let's get to a few quotes here. Aaron Rodgers, because I've seen a lot of people talking about Aaron Rodgers is mailing it in. Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to be there. Aaron Rodgers is, trying to play bad on purpose. So, he makes the whole front office look horrible, which I do not believe at all. Here's a quote. That's why I'm back. I love the team. I feel good about everything we've done in the offseason training camp. I feel like we have a good practices. Personally, I'm doing great. I'm confident. So, like, what are you saying about that? Because I think a lot of people were trashing him for that. And they're like, well, you weren't here in the offseason. I think he's talking about like the draft. He likes what they did, who they brought back, things like that. And then training camp, obviously he was there. I think he felt like it was good. Practices are good. And he's I think he's as surprised as anybody that how they played. They had no energy. I get it. People are upset. I'm upset. It shouldn't have happened. It was an embarrassing. I talked a lot of smack, but I'm going to talk more smack, first of all. People are telling me that I can't talk because the Packers lost. Like, no, I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about the Lions this week, how this is going to be a W. This is going to be a W. Look, let's see what Josh was saying. He said, okay, thanks, Matt. I just had to ask, but I think we will bounce back. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to bounce back. Like, if the Packers were 6-1 and laid an egg like this, I don't think people would be as dramatic. But, like, I get it. It's week one. Week one, it's a game. I predicted the Packers to win 31-17. A lot of crazy predictions. Everyone thought the Packers were going to put a whooping on them, and it went the other way. And like to a severe situation. All right, Maurice says, get Cobb in more plays. They need to get the whole offense in more plays. They need to run the ball more. Like there's so many things. Like everything that they did, they need to do the opposite. Because that game was not. Dude, everything went wrong. Everyone's talking about Aaron Rodgers, though. It's a defense. Even LaFleur said it was the coaching. Like it was everything. He said, "Love it. You expect more memes of you coming from." Yeah, dude. I'm going to be talking a lot of trash about the Lions. I haven't yet because I did a little grieving period for this for this Saints game. But let's get to another quote from Aaron Rodgers. He says, they were talking about, like, on the Pat McAfee show. He said, what's going to happen down the line is going to happen. We know how this thing goes. It's a cycle, and right now we're taking it on the chin, as we should. Pretty soon it'll be flipped. And that's the thing. Like, obviously, the Packers deserve all the criticism that they're getting. They deserve everything. When you lose, like they lost, being a playoff team from last year, NFC Championship game, and then you come out and act like that, like, people are going to talk trash. That's why I don't get upset, because I talk a lot of trash. People on Instagram were going crazy on me, like in my comments saying, oh, you caught the L, yo, the Packers suck, this and that. Like, I'll accept it, because I talk a little trash. And even if I don't, like, I genuinely do. I didn't talk as much trash, but, like, I expected to win. I predicted a victory. So, like, I have no problem with people coming in my comments and trolling me, because, like, dude, that's what it is. This is football. This is trash talk football. Like, if you're wrong, if your team loses, people are going to come for you. Let's see. This is a comment from Joshua. Do you think the loss of D-Bach caused offense be not good on Sunday? I think that, I don't think that's the reason that they lost. I think that's the reason that they lost the NFC Championship game. But it definitely didn't help. But Rodgers said that on the Pat McAfee show, that he liked the offensive line, that he liked his protection. So, like, I don't know. I assume he's being honest, because he doesn't seem to lie anymore. Like, he pretty much says what he thinks. But I don't think anytime you have the best left tackle in the league not playing for your team, then I think that obviously hurts. But, like, there was so much more than that. There was so much more. Like, the defense wasn't doing the thing. The offense, the coaching, like, it was just a full-on debacle. Let me get to some of these. Let me scroll up here. Here we go. If we go under 500 through the first 5 games, should we trade Rodgers and get at least some good use out of him? See, I've seen people bringing this up again. Trade Rodgers to the Broncos, and I get, because your question is actually more valid, because you're saying if they fall under 500, like, they just lose, like, the first 5 games, like, everything looks horrible. Is that a situation? Like, in that situation, I don't know. I don't think that will happen. I don't think the Packers will fall under 500. Like, I don't think they're going to lose next week. I think that they're going to pick it up, and it's a tough schedule. So I'm not saying that they're going to win the rest of the games and everything's going to be gravy. But, like, everyone that's talking about trading Rodgers to the Broncos always add in a quarterback. Like, if the Packers trade Aaron Rodgers, which I don't believe they will, they wouldn't want a quarterback. They have Jordan Love. They wouldn't want a quarterback. They would have Jordan Love. They'd bring in Ben Kurt from the practice squad to be the backup, and that'd be that. And they'd probably sign another guy for the practice squad. Like, every trade scenario that I see has a quarterback involved, and they don't want a quarterback. They don't want Teddy Bridgewater or whoever people are, like, in their fake scenarios. But no, I don't think the Packers are going to fall under 500. But if they just came out and they couldn't win a game, which with this roster, that's impossible. I just don't see this possible. Like, I see a lot of people talking about that with Rodgers, like, he has no heart and he's not doing this and that. Do people really think this was his worst game, I think, of his career? Do you really think that he's going to do that again? Like, do you really think this is it? Like, he's not going to just play like this for the rest of the year. Like, Rodgers has not lost it. The team, for whatever reason, was not, I don't know, wasn't prepared, didn't have energy. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse, because it's like that's not okay. Like, what happened on Sunday is not okay. There's no excuses. Like, I'm not, like, sugarcoating and saying, like, everything is fine, because I don't know. Let's see what Joe has to say. Bills and Packers were both the better teams in those losses. They just didn't show up. Week 1 panic is for idiots. Here's my thing, because there was a bunch of teams. I think there was like 3 or 4. Even the Chiefs started slow, ended up winning. But the Bills are another team. And I think that there's another team that might have lost, that were in the playoffs last year and deep in the playoffs, and a good team last year. So you wonder if the confidence level was just too high for, like, all these teams, not just and the Packers are the one that took it right in the gonads. The Packers are the ones that flopped and showed nothing. But a lot of these teams that didn't show up, maybe that is just overconfidence. Like, you thought you were just going to start steamrolling teams. You were just going to do this. And when nobody was open, when the Saints were doing thing, and on offense and defense, the defense played great. The offense played great. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe a little arrogance. I think Rodgers might have mentioned a Pat McAfee show. I didn't see the whole Pat McAfee interview, but I saw a lot of quotes on Twitter and a lot of video clips. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. I will. But yeah, I think that's probably what it was. Just a little bit of cockiness, a little bit of feeling like they're just going to come in here and steamroll fools, which I thought. But I don't play for the Packers, you know. I was drinking beers up here talking to you fine people during the game. I was having a good time until the game started. Okay, 14-3 season, Cards, Kansas City, and LA maybe our downfall. Yeah, I think that the Cardinals are playing great. Kansas City is Kansas City. You know, they're always LA, I think, is going to be better this year. I think they've proven it already, maybe in week one. The Rams are legit. Stafford is legit. That defense is legit. They were good last year. They just didn't they had a lot of injuries too when the Packers played them in the playoffs. But now they got themselves a quarterback. Let's see. Eric says 100% overconfidence. Bet you won't see it again. And that's the thing, dude. And it seems to be a thing with the Packers. And I love the Packers. And I support the Packers. And I'm always going to be optimistic that the Packers are going to win. But it seems to be a thing sometimes that they just get a little pump on their chest a little too much. And I don't know. That's just like an outside view. It seems like they always catch a bad whooping every now and again. And then that's the thing that everyone kind of points to. Even the players kind of say, maybe we're a little too confident. Like, they can't do it. They can't do it. Like I don't know. I have full confidence that they're going to come back, though, people. Full confidence that I think that the Packers are actually going to probably stomp on the Lions. I think that it's like that, you know, that angry, like after a loss, you're just so pumped up. If I was the Lions, I wouldn't be excited about this. I would not be excited about heading over to Green Bay. Monday Night Football. Packers, like Rodgers is going to be fired up. Everybody should be fired up. I don't know how you can be any less fired up for a game than the Packers should be for this game of Monday Night Football. First of all, it's Monday Night Football. Everybody's watching. It's your home opener. You just got stomped by the Saints, who a team that everyone presumed was less than them. So like there's like literally no reason for these guys not to be fired up and not to go out and play their best game. This should be their best game of the season playing against the Lions. And it's a rival, the whole thing. And even when the Lions were low, they kind of got the Packers got the best, you know, the best Lions team that was there. So the Lions are always fired up. There's no, you know, the Lions ain't coming into Lambeau and just gonna catch a whooping. Like, you know, the Packers are gonna have to play. Even though I don't think the Lions are very good. I think, but they did throw up a lot of points against the Niners, and the Niners, from what everyone's telling me, is going to be a great defense. This reminds me, spotted cows for Ramage tailgating. I got me a spotted cow right here, underneath the old Quick Trip koozie. But yeah, dude, I'm gonna be at Monday Night Football, dude. I'm gonna meet up with Phil. All right, he messaged me. Monday Night Football's gonna be great. I'm gonna try to get down there early as I can. A lot of people, we're gonna link up. We're gonna drink some beers on Monday Night Football. I don't think I've ever been to a night game, especially not. I don't think I've ever been to a night regular season game, but I don't think I have. Let's check on Tracy. She's Lambeau should be electric Monday night. I'm confident we'll see a much improved performance. They need to stick with the run, though. Dude, that is a perfect comment. They need to stick with the run. They need to get Aaron Jones going. Let A.J. Dillon do his thing. Like, the lack of running in that game was, like, disrespectful. Like, and I get it because, like, they got behind and it's hard. But, like, yeah, they need to stay with it. They need to stay with the running game. I don't know. They need to do a lot of things. They need to do so many things, but that is definitely one of them. He says, Eric said, you should go live on Instagram at halftime. I'm actually going to do a lot of lives. So on Instagram for sure. So if you're not following on Instagram, go follow me. Shameless plug. But I'm probably going to go live on Facebook too a little bit. I'm going to go live everywhere. But definitely you should be following on Instagram if you are not. But so what are your hammer the comments? What are your keys to the game to beating the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. I think obviously stopping the run and running the ball. And like Aaron Rodgers obviously has got to do his thing. There's no reason why this passing game can't be fantastic. They got Devontae Adams, MVS, which I've been saying this whole offseason is going to have a great year. But the running game and stopping the run, and like I saw a comment up there earlier, Kenny Clark needs help. But yeah, they have to stop the run. They have to stop it. Yeah, they need to play a better defense all around. And I would assume you're going to see more Eric Stokes this coming up week. I would assume, like, I don't understand a situation where they don't give him more shots. I don't know how many snaps he had. Let's check out here, Jason over here. Said last time Rodgers threw 2 interceptions in a season opener, we went on to win the Super Bowl. On a positive note, hey, I'll drink to that there, Jason. So let's get to the next comment here. AJ says they need to control both sides of the ball. They do. I mean, I assume you mean, or like as far as like what I mean, is they need to run the ball and run it heavy, like run it early. Let AJ Dillon just beat down that defensive line. I mean, obviously Aaron Jones is going to do his thing. But AJ Dillon, I think it's huge of having him just beat down the line a little bit, like get a good mixture of both those guys. And on the other side, I believe Jamal Williams is a starting running back for Detroit. Like I say, I didn't watch the whole game, but I was seeing on Twitter, like Jamal Williams was carrying a rock. Wouldn't that be something? Jamal Williams comes back and just runs it down the Packers' throat. Excuse me. I hope not. I love Jamal Williams, and I wish him to do well, but not against the Packers. Not against the Packers. Yeah, dude, I mentioned Jamal. I think Jamal Williams is great, and I wish him all the success in the world, except when he's playing the Green Bay Packers. Then he can just, take a day off. You know what I mean? Have a healthy day, have a safe day, but maybe don't run over our defensive line. You know what I mean? Wrong. Stop the run, pressure Goff, press the receivers, basically just play defense better. Yeah, that's exactly it. Play defense better. And it wouldn't hurt to play the offense better either. But I like that because everyone has been talking about the offense, what Aaron Rodgers didn't do, what he did do, interceptions, this and that. But they're not talking about the defense. Like it's the whole team. It's the whole that game was the whole team. Like it wasn't offense. Like usually it is. Rodgers plays great. The offense does great. 3 touchdowns, 350, 0 interceptions. The defense lets up a bunch. I'm going back, since forever, like 10 years. That's been the recipe for the Green Bay Packers. This wasn't it. Both offense and defense both took the day off. So, yeah, they got to do better. They got to do better. Robert said Jamal and Swift had 100+ yards. So there you go. That's actually scary. I don't really know. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know a lot about the Lions. I don't pay really attention because I mean, like, they don't scare me. If someone has a poodle in their house, I go in their house. I'm not worried. They got a pit bull. I'm gonna focus. I'm like, hey, all right, what's that dog doing? But like the Lions are like a poodle to me. They're not a team that I'm really worried about. So I'm not really paying attention to them. But I know they got Jamal over there, and I know that if they both had 100 yards, that's ridiculous because the Packers, obviously, last game was not ideal on the running. I don't even know how much yards the Saints had running, but just watching the game, it didn't seem very difficult for them, like no matter what they were doing. Jason said the Saints had their second and third stringers, and at that point, yeah, it was I don't. Until they prove otherwise, they're still a Lions. That's it, dude. Until the Lions like can show up, dude. That is the reason. Like I'm gonna bring this up real quick. You know how Fox Sports always has this Twitter poll about like the best fans, and the Bills always win, and usually it's the Packers and the Bills, and then in their little playoff thing. They had a poll on who's gonna win the division, every division, and they picked the Lions. That's where they lost me on the whole Fox polls. From now on, the Fox polls mean nothing. They mean nothing. There's no chance that the Lions are going to win the NFC North. If the Lions win the NFC North, dude, I will eat a hat. Like, I don't even know. Like, I will, dude, I will buy a Lions jersey and I'll turn my podcast into a Lions podcast. There is no situation where the Detroit Lions win the NFC North. All right, because like even if the Packers don't, even which I think they will, even if they didn't, there's two other like a little above average teams that they got to go through. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Fox Sports. I mean, some Fox Sports is good, but like Terry Bradshaw, he's always saying stuff. Like I think Terry Bradshaw's got dementia, not just about the Packers. He said wild stuff about the Packers too, Aaron Rodgers and whatever in the years. But he came out, it must have been this weekend, and said Brady's not the best quarterback ever, which I think most of us can kind of agree with. He's like, there's three other guys above him, but I think you got to give Brady some respect. And other than the fact that when Brady won the Super Bowl one year, Bradshaw gave him the trophy and said, I got to give the trophy to the best quarterback to ever live. Like, I don't know if he just forgot that he said that. Like, obviously that is what he thinks, you know what I mean? But anyways, I'm not gonna go too long on this thing tonight, but I am good, Philip. Thank you for tuning in, bro. Yeah. So Troy Aikman. I know Packer fans love Troy. What did you guys think about the ESPN? They had Monday Night Football, but then on ESPN2, they had Peyton Manning and Eli Manning run the show. I thought that I was watching that last night, and I actually fell asleep because that game got crazy last night, right? At the end of the game, like the game, I think the Raiders won it, then they didn't win it, and the Ravens like fumbled it, and then the Raiders ended up winning. I fell asleep right when it got good because I work at 4 a.m. And then, but I thought it was cool that Peyton Manning and Eli Manning were on ESPN2, and I wouldn't want to watch a Packer game like that, like with those guys, because they're like video and like I was focusing more on them than I was the game, which they're hilarious. But if you're watching a game that isn't like your division rival, it's not your team, I think it's really cool. They had Ray Lewis come on. They had who else did they have? They had some great guests. I forget exactly who it was. No, this is a good question because a lot of people are asking this. Do you think Aaron Rodgers should sit down and let Love play? Absolutely not, especially not after week 1. But I respect that question. All right, I want to make it clear because I see a lot of people on Facebook when I say stuff like, "Do you think your opinion matters more than everyone else?" Like, dude, I'm just a Packer fan, just like everyone else. I don't know anything more. I'm not all knowing. But no, I do not think Rodgers should sit down, and I think Rodgers is going to bounce right back, and Rodgers is going to have a fantastic season. And when Jordan Love's time, I think people have to be a little bit hopeful. He didn't play horrible in the situation he was in, and it wasn't all starters. Amari Rodgers got his first reception, I believe, from Jordan Love. That seems to make sense. But yeah, I would never consider a situation that Aaron Rodgers should sit down. Let's check out over here. Is it just me, or does it seem like the national sports media got some kind of beef with the Packers? It does kind of seem that way. But here's the thing. When you talk about national media having beef with certain teams, like they always praise the Cowboys. They're always but they bash the Packers, it seems to me, because it gets clicks. If you talk about the Green Bay Packers, like people listen because Packer fans are everywhere. Packer fans are on the internet. So like whether they're praising them or whether they're bashing them, people are focused. They get mad and they're on the Twitter. Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Or like they leave them out of a top 10, like a power rankings. Like this week, I can get it. Like if you don't have the Packers in a top 10 power ranking, I'm not gonna give you no grief. You know what I mean? Packers sucked last week. I assume that's what Mark is trying to get at here. Packers sucked last weekend, but Mark says, come on, people. Aaron is a better quarterback. And what else you want Aikman and Buck to say? The Packers sucked on Sunday. And that's it. Like, I don't mind Aikman and Buck, especially Buck. Aikman, if they're playing the Cowboys, he gets annoying. And I'm biased because I don't like Troy Aikman because I was a Packer fan in the 90s. I remember it. I'm old. I remember the Cowboys just steamrolling the Packers on the regular. And Troy Aikman was that quarterback. So I'm biased. But I actually don't think they're horrible. I'm not mad when they're commentating, and it means because it's game of the week. That means the Packers are doing good. Like there's no 0-4 teams getting Troy Aikman and Buck. That means that you are that game. Like you're supposed, like the Packers were supposed to be that game. That was supposed to be a great game. That was supposed to be a close game. I don't want to talk about it, but let me check this out. He says, Michael says the refs will probably save you against the Lions again. I love that. Everyone like everyone always talks about the refs save the Packers. Where were the refs on Sunday, bro? Like they didn't they didn't help the Packers then. Like the refs are not in the Packers' favor. The refs, if you're gonna talk about refs being in someone's favor, any game that Tom Brady plays in, his team benefits from it. There's always, and I like Tom Brady. Like just to say, I don't hate on Tom Brady. I think he's great. But if there's a bad call in a game that Tom Brady's playing in, better believe it benefits his team. Let's check out some more comments here. We got Philip. This Buck is classy. Aikman is a prick in person. Thought he was above security screening here in Minnesota. I can see that. I can see that, Philip. I've never met either of them. Buck seems cool to me. Like I've seen videos of him like off camera, like just people record him, and he seems like a cool guy, and he's very good at what he does. Like people can say what they want about Buck. He's one of, if not the best in the business. He does everything. Like if there is a game, like I could see Joe Buck commentating for anything, like tennis, or like not tennis, but like any like backyard type of game. You know what I mean? like T-ball, like people playing volleyball, whatever. Aaron Rodgers said on Pat McAfee show that he thought our O-line played well. So what was wrong with Rodgers? Wide receivers couldn't separate, running back could get rolling. What was it? I appreciate the comment. Yeah, I'm not sure like what it was. I think receivers weren't getting open, but Rodgers wasn't. Like, you can't just say the receivers weren't getting open, and that's why Rodgers, he didn't have the numbers, he didn't have touchdowns and all that, because he's part of that. You got to throw him open, and he had some good throws, but you can't just put it all on the receivers either. They gave up on the running game pretty quick. They were losing, so like teams generally do that when they're losing. But yeah, like I think it was a total breakdown of the whole offense, the whole defense. Yeah, you can't just put on the wide receivers, like they got to get open. He said the offensive line protected them. So what was the deal? Like they weren't getting open. When they were open, was he overthrowing them? Like let's see what Mark has to say here. There was a shit ton of Packer fans at the game, probably 80-20. Yeah, that is one thing that I noticed about that just watching videos, and people were sending me videos, and you could just see at the game. There was a lot of Packer fans in Jacksonville. I know the Saints trying to make it so that there wasn't. They picked a spot where they thought the least amount of Packer fans would travel to, but Packer fans are everywhere. They're everywhere, and if they're not there, they'll travel there. You know what I mean? Especially Jacksonville. Who doesn't want a little vacay? You know what I mean? But let's check out Kevin Moans over here. Hard to get rolling if defense can't get out the field. That's the thing. Defense got to get out the field. It was dude, I don't know that you could have a more total complete loss than the Packers had on Sunday. It was a total, utter, complete team loss by everyone. Even LaFleur said it was on the coaches, like everything. Like, I don't know if they weren't prepared or they thought the Saints did stuff they didn't know that they were going to do. Like they tricked them, whatever it is. The Packers caught an L, deserved the L, and hopefully they get fired up, which I have no doubt that they will. They're going to get fired up. They're going to come out swinging. Greggy says, I feel Cobb was underutilized. I don't think Cobb is going to get used like as much as some people think this season. I think he's going to be like a utility type player. Like they're going to get him in there. Obviously, I think that they want to get him in there more than they did. I think they want to get a lot of guys more attention than they did. That game, like people weren't getting the ball. Like no one was getting the ball because that's why the offense was not good. He said, would have signing Richard Sherman been better than bringing back King? Better as Band-Aid until Stokes come along. Also for teaching DBs and also bring some swagger. I actually wouldn't have hated Richard Sherman being signed, but there were some situations with Richard Sherman. He had that police situation I think it was like a family thing. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but at the time, I think a lot of teams got turned off by that. And I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think he had a bad day, and like when you're known like that, your bad days get blasted all over the news. So I think that that was part of it. I mean, obviously that a team could have signed him before that, but I don't know how much Richard Sherman would have wanted. But yeah, I think after that situation happened, though, I think most teams are turned off by him. He's aging, he's older, but I think he would be a great Richard Sherman would be great for teaching DBs. I think he's probably still got some left, but they didn't do that. Eric says sometimes you take a beating, it's not going to be a trend. Yeah, and that's what it is. You get enough fights, eventually you're going to get whooped on every now and again. You know what I mean? That's why I don't fight. All right, I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. Fighting's not one of them. But yeah, that's what it is. You hate to see it in week one because everyone should be ready. Everyone's preparing for 6 months. I saw people saying that. Well, the Saints have been preparing this defense scheme for 6 months. These coaches have been. Well, yeah. Well, the offensive coaches should have been preparing that defense the same amount of time. So, like, yeah, they both were, I'm sure. And the Saints had a good game plan. You know what I mean? It sucks. Kevin says, how many surprise teams won that had their starters play extra in the preseason? I'm not sure, but I see a lot of people talk about that. But the Packers don't play any players in preseason, and that's the thing. Like, if you don't play your players in preseason, and then you come out and lay an egg, like people are gonna bring it up. That's what it is. I'm not sure, like all the teams that won, or how many teams played their starters in preseason, how much they played their starters in preseason. Most teams don't play a ton of preseason games for the starters. Like back in the day, I remember like McCarthy, they didn't play much, but the third preseason game, because there was 4 back then, they would all play like a quarter or like almost a half. I think it depended on how they played. But this preseason, basically the Packers didn't play any starters, anything. I mean, some did because you only have so many players, but most of the important starters didn't play. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, a lot of the offensive skill guys didn't play anything. So, like when you lay an egg like the Packers did, people are going to talk about it, and probably something to that. I think that they like weigh it out and like we don't want no injuries, but at the same time, it's like maybe some guys ain't ready. Maybe they're not in game speed and all those things. I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Uh, it might. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on that. We got one here. Hang on. I'm gonna get to that question. First, Ron says Bill started starters and had them playing well into the third in the third game. Yeah, and the Bills lost. They didn't lose like the Packers did. But yeah, I think I would prefer. I mean, honestly, I would prefer that they play some. Like, I think you should play your starters a little bit. You want to be careful. In preseason, if you have Aaron Rodgers out there, your starting quarterback, whoever that would be at whatever team, and you got some like unsigned guy who's blitzing, and he wants to make a name for himself. He's trying to make this team. You don't want him just clobbering your quarterback in the head and knocking him out. So, like, I get trying to protect him, but I would prefer that they play a little bit. But I'm not a coach. I don't make those because if they do play, if Aaron Rodgers did play, like let's say he played 2-3 quarters, and he ended up getting smoked and he's over the year, people would lose their minds. Why was he in there? So I think it's a different. I think it's tough. I think it's a tough decision. Eric says, how many running backs did Baltimore lose in the preseason? That's a good observation there. I think they lost like 3. Aren't they down like 3 running backs? Yeah, it's like I think they lost like 2 in one play. Ridiculous, or like 2 in one practice. Actually I think it might have been practice, like back to back plays in practice. I don't know for sure, but yeah, that's how the NFL is, man. Injuries can happen at any second, practice, preseason, regular season, and you want to protect them a little bit. Yeah, Ryan said Ravens had their backup cornerback playing press all game versus Raiders. Why can't we even do that with our starters? Yeah, I like press. I like the old Al Harris days. Get up in your face. You know what I mean? Make you beat me. Come at me, bro. That's what I want. I mean, you got to have players that's their skill set. But like that's the thing. I mean, I'm no coach, all right? I ain't no coach. But it seems to me like know what your guy's skill set is and then have him do that thing. I should get hired. You know what I mean? uh Are you talking about this week? Packers, you're saying that they lose 27-30? I don't think so. I think the Packers win big. I don't know what my prediction will be. Thursday, I'm doing a live. Maybe I'll do some calls on Thursday where I'll throw a number out on my Facebook, my Twitter, all the places, and then people can call and leave voicemails. And I'll do it Thursday. But usually I'm gonna start doing it on Tuesday. Get like reaction. Maybe I'll do it on both days every week. I like having the live show before the people. Let the people have a voice. You know what I mean? I don't know it all. I want to hear from the people. So I think I might start doing that a lot more. Having these live shows and playing voicemails, let people have their say, and also hit up the comments. Obviously, this is always a blast. Always a blast. Oh, that's a good question. Brady plays beyond 2022. Yes, I am not convinced Tom Brady will ever retire. Like I remember, listen to this. I remember back in the day. All right, Tom Brady was a young buck. Patriots were doing their thing. Brett Favre had a bad year. It might have been the 4-12 year, whatever it was, but it was towards the end of his career in Green Bay, not 2007 because the Packers were down. They were down and out. Brett Favre had a bad year. And I remember all these Patriot fans were chiming in because Tom Brady was young. Patriots just started winning. And I remember thinking, I can't wait until Tom Brady is old and he struggles like Brett Favre is right now. Like, I can't wait. So all these guys chit-chatting, calling Brett Favre this and that because he was having a bad year. One day, Tom Brady will be old and he'll do the same thing and they're going to cry. That has not happened yet. So I'm sad about that and then now he plays with the Buccaneers. And, but Tom Brady may never retire. He's the only quarterback that seems like he doesn't age like all that much. I know a lot of Packer fans don't like Brady. I don't mind him. I didn't like him last year. I didn't like him. I wish he would never have went to the Buccaneers. He should have stayed in New England for all I'm concerned. But yeah, and that's another thing about Brady. Brady always has a good defense. That's why he went to Tampa Bay. Like he didn't just throw a couple teams in a hat and they pick one. He picked the Buccaneers because they were a great team to begin with. They just didn't have a good quarterback. Now that not so good quarterback, I think it's the same quarterback that beat us last week. But but yeah, so yeah, Brady may never retire. But yeah, he's always got a good defense. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Shots, Quick Trip sponsoring the show, but also we're gonna have some fun. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we're live, probably about 6:30ish for my new work schedule. I'm gonna do voicemails, get people to call in. People can send me. You can email comments. I'll set up an email address so people can just email, and I'll read them, and it'll be a good time. You know what I mean? Make it a show for the people. All right. And I appreciate everyone following along, everyone who watches, especially on YouTube. Trying to get my YouTube thing going. You know what I mean? YouTube is fun, but appreciate y'all. All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in. It's been fun chatting with you. And yeah, I cannot wait for Monday night. Monday Night Football, Lambeau Field, Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. I will be there. If you see me, come say hi. I love nothing better than talking football with just some random people who follow me on the internet. You know what I mean? All right. Go Pack, go people. Thanks y'all for tuning in, and thanks for all the comments. Let's drink, all right? Let's drink it up, people.